Hello loves, welcome to my channel and my very first YouTube video. So on this channel, I'm going to be giving all of my thoughts and unwanted opinions on the latest and greatest news coming out of the MCU and the DCEU, because why not? It's a panorama. We're in a pandemic, so I just figured I'd make a YouTube channel and talk about things that I like. So for now, I have no intro, which when I get one, my name will make a lot more sense. So we're just gonna jump right into it. So today I wanted to talk about what the streets have been calling the Multiverse Saga, and by the streets I'm referring to all the Instagram pages, YouTube videos, and articles that I read related to MCU and DCU content. But the Multiverse Saga, it's supposedly this three project arc, and I say project because WandaVision isn't a movie, so it's a project arc, which is going to start with WandaVision, which comes out this Friday on Disney Plus, and going to continue with Spider-Man 3, which is set to come out in late 2021, but with the pandemic and Kevin Feige being very adamant on MCU movies not being released on streaming, who knows? And so then the arc is going to finish with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is also set to come out in like mid 2022, so like around March. And honestly, when I heard about this, it was great news. I love good news.
Love good news. Love good news. I just love good news. Get you.
Because after the Infinity Saga, which was like everything that ever happened in the MCU so far, after that ended with Endgame, there was a big question of like, what next? Would the fans have to wait another 11 years for a long arc to be fulfilled? But now with this news, we see that the future of the MCU, while I'm sure they're going to use some long, stretched out arc with another big bad, possibly Galactus or who knows, but it's also going to contain smaller arcs that take place over shorter periods of time, which is good because that keeps the MCU fresh and it keeps it engaging. So that's great news. And from everything we've heard with the casting of Spider-Man 3 and the fact that Elizabeth Olsen has already been confirmed for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, we kind of already can see where this multiverse arc is going to go. And so that's likely going to start with Wanda spinning out of control, very House of M style, towards the middle or the end of WandaVision. And then it's going to continue with Peter having to deal with the side effects of that in his own film, possibly with some interdimensional villain that all of the past incarnations of Spider-Man, so Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, are going to have to team up together to fight, of course, with the guidance of Doctor Strange. And then this multiverse saga is going to end with Doctor Strange 2, Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness, where he's probably going to have to face off against Wanda, who at this point has developed into a full-blown villain. And by the end of Doctor Strange film, she's probably going to be brought back to the light side, or whoever's controlling her, which is a very popular theory of her being manipulated into being this big bad. So whoever's controlling her, Doctor Strange, might free her of those puppet strings, and that results in Wanda going back to the good hero that we all know and love, right? And this all sounds great, and just trigger warning because this is a very unpopular opinion. But my only problem with this arc is we've already have a Spider-Man multiverse film, and it was phenomenal. It was great. But unfortunately, because it was an animated movie, I mean, of course, it did well. It won an Oscar, and of course, I'm talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Like I was saying, it did well. It won an Oscar for Best Animated Film, and it brought in some good money, but it didn't do well with the likes of other Spider-Man films, and that was largely because it was animated, and that's unfortunate because it was a masterpiece. And so I feel like with another Spider Verse multiverse themed movie coming out, and this one being live action, including all of these past actors who so many people across the fandom love, it seems like that's going to contribute to the overshadowing of Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, and that sucks because it was arguably one of, if not the best Spider-Man films to date, and I know that's gonna give me some flack because overall the MCU isn't known. The MCU fandom isn't known to being the most kindest and welcoming or agreeable, and specifically the Spider-Man stands. But you know, we all have our opinions, and I'm not saying that it's hands down the best Spider-Man film. Then you debate with a wall. I mean, but I think that there's a lot of material that does support the fact that it's one of the greatest. Okay, and so, but with that aside, with the whole concept of Spider-Man being overshadowed aside, because that's just a feeling, but just the idea of getting another movie with the generally same concept, it's tiring, you know, and all the promotion surrounding WandaVision has set up WandaVision to be this something new, something so different. And it seems like it's going to be. But for that to be something so new and something so bold and pioneering, just to set up a three film arc, a three project arc that's gonna include a concept that we've already seen before, it's a bit of a letdown. But misgivings aside, as a Marvel stan, we all know that no matter how controversial or different or against the grain, whatever Marvel does, Kevin Feige puts out, I'm gonna go see it. And chances are I'll probably like it, but those are my thoughts going in. And for now, I'm just extremely pumped for WandaVision because not only does it look phenomenal and different, but it's the first MCU, DCEU content we've had in months. And yes, I know that statement is wrong, but I refuse to count Wonder Woman because whether you think Wonder Woman was a good movie or not, whether you enjoyed it or not, which I happen to enjoy it. I don't think it was a good movie, but I did enjoy it. But I still can't count it as DCEU content because it just didn't feel superhero-y with between the action and the plot and the I mean it just didn't scratch the superhero itch, so to say. So I'm again very excited for WandaVision. I'm excited for this multiverse arc that's going to set up. And that's it. So shout out to everyone who made it to the end of my very first YouTube video. My next video is probably going to come out either this Friday or Saturday. And those will be all my reactions, thoughts, and breakdowns of everything that we get from the first two episodes of WandaVision. So yeah, if you liked the video, go ahead and drop a like. And if you hated it, please tell me all the reasons why I'm wrong in the comments because I love to argue. See you next time, folks.